San Francisco bounced back. Holy cow, 34-3. They needed this game. They're healthy. They look good. I thought it was a myth the last 3 games, man. And I think we're proven true. San Fran looks legit again. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they look legit going. It's an East Coast time zone game. They win the game by 31 points. Could have been worse. They tried to get Christian McCaffrey to extend his touchdown streak. They had the ball first and goal, gave the ball 4 times. Jacksonville did everything they could to make sure he didn't get his 18th game of a touchdown, but Nicholas, John Bosa, Javon Hargraves both have had really excellent games. Eric Armstead had another good game. George Kittle, 3 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown, looked really dynamic. It's always nice to see him come back to life and see him get his touches. Brock Purdy, 296 yards, 19 completions, 3 touchdowns, 148.9 passer rating. I mean, what more can you ask for? You know what you can ask for, Mitchell? A Fred Warner interception, a Talanoa Hufanga interception, and a Trevor Lawrence, again, looking pedestrian. He has 17 of 29, 185 yards, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 5 times. He lost a fumble. It was another one of those games for him where he just happened to struggle offensively. His defense wasn't able to pick him up with turnovers and getting stops. And San Francisco looked really good.
Well, Richard, the hype train for the Jacksonville Jaguars coming into this game was as hot as they get. And the 49ers derailed that hype train. You know, this was a test for the Jaguars because I think everyone kind of thought they were on the brink of being a true contender in this league. They got work to do. And I don't know how much of this is the San Francisco 49ers being pissed off, coming off a bye week, losing 3 in a row, finally getting healthy, finally getting their guys back in Debo and Trent Williams. But the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have to wake up quick from this game because they suffered a defeat like this last year to my Detroit Lions, got absolutely waxed, and then they went on a massive run, ended up winning a playoff game. Let's see if they can regroup going forward. But for the San Francisco 49ers, this tells me that this team right here, they are who we thought they were during the first month and a half of this season. They are a true 1 seed. I believe they can take out the Eagles with relative ease if they are healthy. That is the key word, if they are healthy. But Richard, this defense got back. Chase Young got a sack. You know, Nicholas John Bosa, sack and a half. Your thoughts, once this defensive line gets truly clicking, what is the limit for this defense? And Richard, one caveat to this before you start. I didn't trust this team coming into this week. I had them on my fantasy roster, the defense. And guess who I started instead of them? The Las Vegas Raiders. So clearly I was not a believer coming into this week.
What's going on with you? Mitchell, that's disappointing. But they also got Trent Williams back. Trent Williams came back, played a really good game. He wasn't sure if he'd play. He went up to Kyle Shanahan and said, I got to get out there for my guys. He fought to play. He went out there. He played a very solid game, made some huge blocks to free up Christian McCaffrey on some of those runs. Christian McCaffrey had 95 yards on 16 carries, 6 receptions for 47 yards, but never got in that end zone. But you just saw Deebo Samuel was able to come back, make a huge impact. Brandon Ayuk needs more targets. He needs more targets because he's always open. He's always making these big catches. He just needs the ball more. They found him early, first drive of the game for a touchdown. Brock Purdy throwing it across his body, ill-advised, but it was a touchdown, so we're going to accept it. But, I mean, you got to talk about Purdy. He's having a really good season, 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. And he had those rough games, those rough couple games that we talked about. You know, everybody criticized him, said he's coming back to earth. This is the guy that he was at Iowa State. But this game shows, no, he is still the guy that he's been his first couple of years, the guy who's won a lot of football games. And I think this team is going to have momentum going forward. I look forward to seeing that.
Well, Brock Purdy certainly put a lot of people's nerves at ease. Like you said, he looks like who we thought he was. And that's a legitimate quarterback in this league. I don't know if he's top tier. I think he's right in the middle. But sky's the limit for him. Sky's the limit for this 49ers offense and defense.